Charge was dismissed as part of a plea deal.
Ford has been ordered to serve at least 5 years in prison. We're learning about another case of road rage here in Utah. Police are now accusing a man of shooting at another driver on I-15 in Salt Lake County just over a week ago. They're saying that the bullet hit their passenger side glove compartment. It's unclear what led up to the shooting. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. The suspect, 31-year-old Pedro Encarnacion, is being held without bail in the Salt Lake County Jail. He has been booked on suspicion of 3 felonies, including attempted murder. Our top national stories this hour from ABC News. Secretary of State Marco Rubio spent the morning on Capitol Hill for the first time since the start of the war in Iran. ABC's Jay O'Brien has more.
He said that a deal with Iran is predicated on Iran agreeing to open the Strait of Hormuz. And he said that would be the first step to any kind of a deal. But Iran has shown no willingness to do that. But he said only if Iran would agree to do that when they move to a second phase of talks, which would then focus on denuclearizing Iran and eliminating any nuclear capabilities it has, and also taking out any enriched uranium from Iran and disposing of it.
Rubio got into it with New Jersey Senator Cory Booker. He told them the war is over, to which Booker shot back, the war is definitely not over. Your money at this moment, the Dow is not starting the day well, but it's currently doing really good right now. It's currently up 258 points at 51,338. The S&P 500 is up 8 points. The NASDAQ currently down 15. Coming up, going to see weather in the 80s for the next few days, but it's just going to keep getting hotter. We'll take a look at the forecast next. KSL News Time 102.
Mornings are for recharging.
And they're for starting your day right.
We volunteer to join you in the car. Get news and weather at 102.7 FM during the most important part of your day.
Andy and Amanda, each morning between 5 and 9 on KSL News Radio.
How will we ever defeat the British?
By remembering what we're fighting for. General. A country of our own. That will one day celebrate 250 years.
How will we celebrate, sir?
By going to Strong Volkswagen, where every vehicle is a dime.
A dime, sir?
Yes, 1 dime down at Strong Volkswagen.
Hear, hear.
With great price reductions on 250 vehicles.
It sounds glorious, sir.
Oh, it is. Lease new 2026 Jetta S, just $235 a month. $235. All-wheel drive Atlas, just $432 a month. And you get a lifetime warranty. Lifetime.
And financing, sir?
Those with a job and a dime shall drive away.
1 dime down.
The 250 sales event.
Save thousands with event pricing on 250 vehicles.
At Strong Volkswagen.
For over 70 years, Strong Volkswagen.
Located downtown. StrongVW.com.
StrongVW.com.
And no tax, right, sir?
Well,
For details, call 801-596-2200.
For hearts that love. For hearts that care. For hearts that comfort. For hearts that heal. We care for them all. At Common Spirit Health, we know that each patient is unique. That's why our cardiology team is committed to caring for every kind of heart. Find heart care near you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
Traffic and weather together is brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
We do have a crash with injuries in Sugar House, 2100 South 9th East. Valley Freeway traffic In Salt Lake County, not bad. In Weber County, delays. Southbound I-15, Marriott Slaterville on the way to 12th Street as you're trying to get into Ogden and Riverdale. Ricky Meese, no matter the weather, your feet can feel fantastic. Find the Good Feet location nearest you at goodfeet.com. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Look for a high of 84 degrees today, 89 tomorrow, staying in the upper 80s on Thursday. By Friday, we could be back in the 90s. Saturday, we could be hitting upwards of 95 degrees in Salt Lake City. Right now, 77 degrees and sunny skies in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We are Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
And you're sure management's okay with this?
And Alex Keary.
I thought you cleared it with them.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome everybody to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Miller here with Alex Keary. And thanks so much for joining us. And wow, Alex, 77 degrees right now in Salt Lake. Just phenomenal.
Yeah, listen,
Phenomenal.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the humidity's like down there in Texas. But I know it's not good. I already know it's not good. So.
Well, the good news is I'm inside, and my brother has a theory. You know, I'm at my brother's house. He has a theory that 65 degrees is the optimal temperature for sleeping. At least that's his idea, I guess.
Well,
so
listen, Logan is a man after my own heart. That's
you like that too?
That's chilly. I mean, for most people, that's chilly, and I will say that's not cheap to run your house at 65 degrees. So I'm just good for him to be able.
Well,
to
he has a nicer house than me. That's fine.
So it just is a cool 65 degrees all the time. All right, well, that's good. Ethan.
So Alex,
we've already started 1 hour of the show. We did it, of course, with our stream, and so you and I have been chatting back and forth already today. But of course,
we have been.
That portion of the show is specifically for people who are watching it on the YouTube channel, and we're not. It's not like you have to get a special invite unless you want to consider this your special invite. You're invited every day to listen to watch our stream on our YouTube page, the KSL Brightside YouTube page. You can always go there. We have a fun interaction usually there. The topics, I know it's hard to imagine, actually are a little bit lighter than the ones we do here on this.
If you can imagine that.
Well, so.
Speaking of light topics, should we do our three things?
Yes, we should, and we're going to kick things off here as we always like to do here, and that is the top of the show with the three things. Let's do it.
Your top trending stories happening right now. KSL Brightside's The Three Things.
So far in Utah in 2026, they've had more than 200 wildfires that have already been reported, burning a total of more than 8,400 acres across the state. Of course, that count is going up and up and up and up every single day because we're in fire season. What's interesting here is that authorities are saying that this amount of fire activity, they usually hit by late June. And so hitting it, we're basically a month early in the fire season. So it's gonna be a big one. And state authorities are saying,
I was just going to say, don't you love that any weather thing that happens too? I just read this today and it brought up the same kind of thing that weather or that the threats of more fire and the hotter temperatures and things like that. And they're like, well, you know what the problem is, right? El Nino. And then you're like, we always have to hear it every year. It's like, oh, El Nino. So this year, because of El Nino, we're supposed to be experiencing higher temperatures. The heat's going to be hotter, apparently. Now that's a global number because we've had a really low temp spring so far. I know that it sounds amazing. Wild. It's actually been
amazing.
Great, but I'm just saying that for us here, I don't know what that's necessarily going to mean for us. But there's all sorts of things that the weather have tuned into. But of course, we just throw out there that El Nino did it, which of course is Spanish for the Nino, as Chris Farley taught us years ago. So I don't know if we just say that and we just assume that everybody else will understand. Well, it's because of El Nino. I can't remember if El Nino is like an every year thing or if it's an every other year thing. Where does La Nina come in? I wish that they were a little bit more clear on this, except for whatever the weather happens, then they just go, well, you can probably attribute that to El Nino, and you're like, yeah, maybe or not.
I'm not sweating it a ton. 2026 has been the best weather in Salt Lake of my life. I have just loved it. The long, cool spring that's just basically started in January.
No, it's like Christmas Day. We got our first day of spring back in Christmas. Yeah.
And I know that the weather has prompted that this amazingly gorgeous weather is also what's prompted the governor to declare a state of emergency. But I'm not sure how much I really care. I just have loved it. Now it's going to get real hot. I'm looking forward to that, but it will be. But I will say this, that if you are a property owner that needs to burn vegetation, so this happens a lot. You have vegetation you need to burn. This is especially common for canals, irrigation canals. We got to burn that vegetation out. We've entered the closed fire season. What that means is if you want to do a burn on your property, you got to have a permit. I thought this was super interesting. You've got to apply for a permit, and ahead of your burn, you have to call the non-emergency you have to basically call 911 on their non-emergency line and let them know that you are doing a burn, presumably so that they can do a couple of things. Number one, have some fire trucks standing by, and then also number two, so that they can respond to the million phone calls that they get reporting smoke. Which happens. So.
I know, but then there's part of me too that goes, what will we talk about if there's? Here's the thing: is that like when you drive home and you see smoke billowing up, I go, oh boy. Cue the texters who are going to tell Ricky Meese that they see smoke while they're driving on Legacy Parkway, and then we don't hear the end of it, and then they go, oh yeah, controlled burn. The state wants you to know it's a controlled burn. And it isn't your personal house that's on fire as you're driving through the valley here. So, but just be aware that those things are going to be happening.
Number two, we've got to follow up on the Crown Burger tragedy. The Crown Burger in South Jordan, which caught fire. They're going to reopen. I'm sorry. It's in Sandy. I'm sorry. I apologize. In Sandy, there on State Street. They're going to reopen, but they did sustain enough damage that they haven't set a date yet. That they've got to basically renovate the restaurant because it wrecked the HVAC system and it's got significant smoke damage in the kitchen and in the dining room, and which means there's going to be a lot that they've got to do because that smoke damage can get real bad.
Did anybody determine whether or not this was? Did they say that this was a? Did they say what the cause
caused by
was?
A competitor jealous of how good the burgers are?
Was it Apollo Burger who came after him? They're like, you guys, we know how to make
because they're all family. They're all family.
I know. I think that they're all part of the same group. But I do think that
they're not the same group, but it is a close community. But it's
if you put pastrami on your burger, you're in a close family. You sell euros and you put pastrami on your burgers, it's a close family. Yeah, I get it.
It's a close family. Yeah. But there is a new effort, a GoFundMe page that was set up by a man, Jeff Merrill, set up a GoFundMe page saying, hey, this restaurant means a lot to everybody, so let's all kind of pitch in. And so you can find that, of course, on GoFundMe. They set their goal of $12,000, and so far they've raised $1,260. And I think that's really amazing. So I would just like to take a moment and just thank Emma, Blake, Michelle, Christina.
These are the people
Jeff,
who donated.
Anonymous, Ryan, Anonymous, John, Stephen, Cher, Bradley, Alan, Anonymous, Jana, Jeffrey, and Kathy.
Stop it. No,
for donating.
But wait.
But I want to say,
it's not good enough. You got to say who the highest donor is. You know how they put that on the side there? Who's the highest donor?
So let me look here.
Don't they do that? Don't they say
Kathy? I think Kathy.
Kathy.
So just a quick screen. Kathy dropped $200. So did an Anonymous, and Anonymous dropped $200.
Kathy is carrying us through this thing, and I just think here's the deal.
12,000. Can I nominate her as a KSL community hero?
Okay, but you can, yeah.
Do we still do that?
Hold on, but let me ask you this: so this guy put it together, right? What's his name? Throw his name out there again.
Jeff. I think Jeff Merrill.
Jeff Merrill throws it together. This is all a play to get lifetime onion rings, right? This is 100% where he goes, I just, out of the goodness of my heart, you know me, I love you guys so much. But anyway, where's that booklet of the unlimited onion rings and cheese fries? And you know me, Ethan, too. Like, you and I love to dip in on like weird things on the Crown Burger menus. Like I still think the tuna melt is unbelievable at the Crown Burger. But when you try to tell plebes about it, when I tried to tell the unanointed they don't know. You say, hey,
you're
look,
wasting your breath.
Oh yeah,
and
you go, oh yeah, it's actually great. Have you had their chili dog because it's really phenomenal? And they go, I don't think they do that. And then you're like, I'm sorry, I'm the resident fat guy. I can tell you what's good around here. Don't try to tell me about it.
So before we move on to number 3, I also want to point out that among the names on the list of people who've donated to the GoFundMe, I did not see Alex Keary.
I thought you were going to say it was real convenient that Kevin O'Leary's name did not pop up on that thing. He wants to show up for some things.
This is an opportunity for him, though.
Millard, should you and I do a Brightside donation? Let's do it. Should we do a Brightside donation you and I have participated. We have partaken at that Sandy Crown Burger, maybe even together. Like at some point when we were doing stuff at the Expo Center, I think we've eaten there together a couple of times.
Look, heaven knows I put more money into worse things than this Crown Burger.
All right.
So
I don't know how. Let's do it. I don't want to be anonymous either. Let's put it in all caps. It's going to be as big as font as we can put it. It's going to be KSL Brightside makes a donation to that guy's GoFundMe.
You don't think that would make us look craven?
No, come on. We know what this is about. It's all a marketing
right? Do they want the money or not?
Well, again, right? Like I said, yes. Do they want the money or not? And also, by the way, we want to eat there as soon as everybody else does. I'm not doing this just because I'm like, I want to donate and look all good. They're like, we need people to know that Brightside wants to eat at this sandy location of Crown Burger as soon as we can. This is all
that's right.
This is all just selfish. It's all very selfish.
All right, and then finally, our third thing today before we go to break. I know I've gone long with this.
That's okay.
But Volaris is a low-cost airline that is rolling out business in Salt Lake International Airport. They're going to be providing nonstop service down to Mexico out of Salt Lake City, which is phenomenal. They're starting with Guadalajara, and I love this. I think any airline we can get into Salt Lake City to help put a little bit of price pressure, downward price pressure on the current regime there would just be amazing. So good luck to Volaris.
The current regime at Salt Lake City Airport, Erin Mendenhall in there. Let's get her out of power and make sure she doesn't set those airline prices.
I'm not talking about Erin Mendenhall.
No, I know you're talking about. You're talking about the big.
You're talking about the
big four. You're talking about the big four airlines that are setting.
I'm talking
the
about the big one.
The big one. So hold on a minute. Is Volaris Airlines? Is it real? Here's my questions. Is it real? Okay. And number 2. Volaris, is it? I've never heard of it.
Oh yeah, it's real.
Okay, is there?
Yeah,
it's a real
I hadn't
airline.
either. I had
Number 2, are all their brand new airplanes painted over the yellow that were on top of? Are they the old Spirit Airlines? Yes, that's what I'm asking.
I'd never heard of Volaris either, but assuming KSL.com is still a news website, it apparently is a real airline. This really, really happened. So
in the past 20 minutes, I've been able to verify KSL.com is still a news website. So
it's still a news website.
Yeah.
I think it's good. So they're starting out with Guadalajara, but you know what would be amazing if they could get in Cancun. They could probably fly to Cancun. And also
Puerto Vallarta. Cabo. Yeah, get over to Cabo. You got to hit that. Speaking
phenomenal.
Of pressure, I bet they're getting a lot of pressure to not be in those touristy places right now. Those not as touristy places right now. And I bet that. But I'm all for it. Like you said, if there is something that can cause a little bit of market, competitiveness, then I'm all about it.
It's great having Delta, anchor that airport.
Yeah,
we got out of that deal. You know what we got out of that deal?
Maybe we got an airport. Yeah.
We got an airport that is way bigger and way nicer than you would normally see for a city our size. We are punching above our weight in terms of airport in Salt Lake, and that's phenomenal. Now, the thing that we gave up though is it sometimes feels like it's tough to get a good deal flying out of Salt Lake, and I would love to see that change.
This is the guy who also told me about the two differences between the two Delta Sky Lounges at the airport that we have. Like this is a conversation that Ethan and I have had.
Just because I fly Delta doesn't mean I love it. Well, doesn't mean I love the price.
I was going to say, it does mean you love it. And Ethan's over here and he's like,
I do like Delta.
I'm not sure if you know, but it's two different Sky Lounges. I prefer the breakfast items over at the one. If you take a little bit of an extra walk, I do like to. Sometimes I don't even get on a flight. I just go to the Sky Lounge, I eat my meal, and then I stroll through with my hands behind my back, no carry-on, and go, good day. Good day. I was just coming out of the Sky Lounge.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I took a flight with no carry-on at all?
Oh,
no
I've
bag, no nothing?
I've done it. And you know what? I think it's a power move. I love it. Just being able to walk on. You power walk onto it. You power walk off of it. You kind of shove some people out of the way as you get off of it, and then you're right there, man. We're late, Ethan.
I'm glad you had a good experience. I didn't have a good experience.
Oh, you didn't?
I got weird looks from people. People noticed that I didn't have a bag, and it was weird for me.
They're like, this guy's an air marshal. This guy's an air marshal for sure. All right, we're going to take the break here. We'll come back. We have more around the corner. When we return, tons to be able to talk about with you on a Tuesday. Yes, we do have breaking bird news. We do have bird news to cover on the program here, Ethan, because, look, if there's a bird in need and if there's a bird owner in need, we're going to be right there for you, just like we were for Crownburger. All right, we'll come back. We've got more to go right around the corner on KSL Brightside. Stay with us.
Doug Wright, and I'm here with Monty from Connecticut Quality Water Systems of Salt Lake, an authorized Connecticut independent dealer. Now, Monty, don't all of the other water softeners require us to basically trust our home's water to electronics? If a power surge happens, a fried circuit board, or the power just goes out suddenly, aren't you back to scrubbing hard water scale and dry skin?
Yes, we believe the best technology is simple. That's why Connecticut's premium systems are non-electric. While other softeners rely on finicky computers and electronics, Connecticut runs on the kinetic energy of moving water. Nothing to plug in, no buttons to push, and zero electricity.
I've had a Connecticut soft water system in my home for many years, and I've never had to do anything to it except occasionally add a little salt. And I love that it never requires me to set or program anything. Dee loves that she always has the soft water. So do what I did and go to softwaterutah.com to learn how your family can enjoy the benefits of soft water without the hassles of traditional water softeners. That's softwaterutah.com.
Summer is here, and it's already flying by. Want to make it feel longer? A new national survey finds 56% of people say reading makes summer seem to last. For that endless summer vibe, here's Barbara Hagan, VP of Marketing at Thrift Books.
Reading is one of the few things that really makes you slow down. You're in one story, one page at a time, and that kind of single tasking frees your mind. It's a mental exhale.
The key to reading more in a busy summer is to start small with a goal of 3 pages or 10 minutes a day. Attach reading to a routine like morning coffee, pick books you enjoy, and try reading with others. Shared reading communities like book clubs can make a big difference.
That shared motivation, reading together without pressure, inspired our 500 billion page challenge, a nationwide push to read a little more and get your pages in without any judgment.
This summer, slow down and let reading stretch the season. Join the Thrift Books 500 billion page challenge at thriftbooks.com/challenge.
Trying to make sense of the markets? Looking to diversify out of all the craziness? Thinking about tangible assets like precious metals? Listen to The Gold Show with Walt Phillips right here on KSL at 3 p.m. Sunday afternoons. Stay up to date on retirement trends, how the IRA rollover process works, and why investors are turning to physical gold. Walt is a national talk show host with decades of experience in the markets. Tune in for Walt's Insights and The Gold Show this Sunday afternoon at 3.
America's best warranty from Hyundai includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and 24/7 roadside assistance. Visit your Utah Hyundai dealer for more information.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. The news just keeps getting weirder on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. KSL Brightside, I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary. And we do have a couple of animal stories here. Do we have something you want to play here?
No, I just have. Well, no, I do have a. No, I know you're kind of going blind here. I have the story that actually was originally put out there for us to be able to understand. Alexandria Bonilla from KSL News Radio did the story.
Oh, do you want to play the story?
Yes, and so I want. I this is essentially a PSA.
Oh, okay, play it.
I mean, we're trying to get the news out there, and let's listen to Alexandria's a story about this thing, because as soon as our show got done yesterday, like Caitlin was on the same page I was, which was we have to let the public know about this cockatiel and what we can do to try to help out this poor bird Charlie to get home.
The poor bird named Charlie was swept away by the wind last week.
Charlie was sitting with his owner, Susan Hereford, in their home in Washington County when she noticed the dishwasher leaking. She set him down, and the wind carried him just right. His wings are clipped, but with the help of the wind, he was able to jet set off. She tried following him, but wasn't able to keep him in sight. She's now hoping someone can spot and identify the gray body, yellow face, and orange cheeks. Charlie's almost 10 years old and has been with Susan for the past 8 years. He goes everywhere with her, and it's not super like him to just fly away. More information of what to do if you spot him is available on KSL.com. Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
She's got a reward out.
But what's the
$350 cash reward?
That's significant. I have a hard time. Listen, I don't know what's happening.
If you find the bird, don't take the reward. Just give her the bird. Right? I mean,
you know what? Even better. Take the reward, give it to Crown Burger and Sandy, and then we're gonna all be on the same page. And then
it's a circle. The circle of life.
I will say,
is what this is.
Not high hopes for Charlie, the Cockatiel.
Well, it's like, rough. It's rough to be outside. It's rough to be a small animal outside in the desert.
Well, we have some birds. We have some birds of prey that, I mean, they have no problem. It's a crazy thing. Do you ever drive down the freeway? I don't want Susan.
You know, honestly, Alex,
I hope Susan
really thought this. When you said that we need to step in and help, I honestly thought you'd take a more hopeful tone than that.
I did too. But I started to think about it, and I was like, this is a low percentage situation. Because it's nothing about somebody finding a cockatiel and taking it to their place, and then they're going, "Oh, I have this cockatiel, dude. Look at this thing. I found it." It is trying to ward off the kestrels, the red tail hawks, the Cooper's hawks that are around the state of Utah. I've got a story, Ethan. And when I was in college, or no, I was actually working here for a couple of years. You remember when I made that Doritos commercial?
I do, yeah.
I was the. And the whole thing was this guy trained a bird of prey to attack anybody who tried to take his Doritos, and he held it on his arm like straight up. On this shoot, they had a real bird, like a real crazy looking hawk that was, and they're like, just don't make eye contact with it, right? And they put a piece of meat on my chest. That's how they got it to come at me. And not attack me, but just to grab the piece of meat off my chest, and then they CGI'd the rest in. It was terrifying because the thing had to take this piece of meat off of my chest, and they're like, "Don't look at him, don't say anything about his family." they honestly were like, "Don't make eye contact." So we get done with the whole thing, and I was like, "That bird was awesome." They're like, "Oh yeah, did you hear about that?" I go, "What happened?" They go, "The bird handler let him out to go feed somewhere. You know, they go, and then they kind of call him back. Never came back." The tracker that he had on it took him up to the foothills where an even bigger bird had eaten him, and he was in the
oh my goodness, you're kidding.
We're in the nest, and I remember thinking, boy, nature does not give they don't care about the news cycle. I'm not going to say a hoot, and I'm not going to do it, Caitlin. I'm not doing it. I'm not part. You know I don't do that. So it was a disastrous day. I felt sad because that guy lost a few $1,000s worth of training and all that stuff with it. So there you go.
Well, and the bird lost his life.
Well, Charlie, we're pulling for him, but hopes aren't high.
Alex, when I remember that Doritos commercial you did. That bird won an award.
Well, I did, not the bird. The bird didn't win a dadgum thing. All right, it got eaten.
But the commercial won the award?
The commercial won some awards. Yeah. It was like... Well,
so is the bird in the commercial?
Yes.
All I'm saying is this is an award-winning
bird that was eaten. Yeah, they don't care.
So, obviously, I think if you see a cockatiel out in a place like Utah, if you see a cockatiel out in the neighborhood, you're going to know someone lost it. Yeah. So
it's in Southern Utah,
grab
right?
it, go to KSL.com.
Yeah.
Even up here in Salt Lake, wherever it is, if you see a cockatiel, obviously that's someone's bird.
Or they said it. Yellow face, gray body, orange cheeks. You cannot beat a cute description like that. So.
Oh yeah, right. It really
Ethan,
is.
do you have one more quick animal one to sneak in here for us before we go, or was the bird?
Yes, I do. Okay, according to some new research, pigeons may be navigating using a surprising way their liver. So they can triangulate where they are, and they think that this involves their liver in arranging their transportation, arranging their direction without using using a compass or a map like we would normally, which is really impressive, Alex, that pigeons would use their liver to navigate, because I looked up what a human liver does.
It's much more nefarious.
It's way more gross, not nearly as impressive.
Well,
for example, bile production. Liver produces bile, which breaks down fat in the small intestine, carries waste away.
Got it.
Which I guess is interesting, but I don't know, man. I'd rather navigate using my liver than producing bile.
Quote of the day. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. I'd rather use my liver for navigating than doing anything else, man. Come on.
Impressive, isn't it?
I know. It's very impressive. I'm glad we talked about it. Hey, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we've got lots of stuff to talk about here, not the least of which is we had a little discussion. And yes, the rich keep getting richer, and it's piling on here, because guess what? We got ourselves more and more money talk when it comes to how Forbes just dropped their newest top 10 of the richest people on planet Earth. We'll talk a little bit about that and much more. Stay right here with us. It's KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
It is 1:31 at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small. To look at our top stories this half hour. A person and a dog are in critical condition after getting hit by a car in Magna. Unified Police Sergeant Amy Ray says this happened on 3500 South near 8000 West. She says 2 adults were walking the dog and crossed the road, not in a crosswalk.
We just, want to encourage people, please, while it may take an extra minute or two, use crosswalks. And, for drivers to keep their eyes on the road, go the speeds, and just always be cautious, especially in the evening time.
Ray says the driver stayed on scene and their investigation is ongoing. We are learning more about a man who fell nearly 20 feet while hiking Mount Superior. The Salt Lake County Search and Rescue Team tells us the man was able to call 911 on his own after the fall last week. The search team used a hoist to rescue him and then got him to the hospital. He was in serious condition, though. Search and Rescue Team says this is a good reminder to hike in groups, especially when hiking in unfamiliar areas. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Iran says strikes in Lebanon need to end for peace negotiations to continue. Israeli troops have been occupying areas of the country and were planning to strike the capital. That's before President Trump urged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to call off those plans. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burge, though, says IDF troops are not leaving the country.
We're just 5 months out from an Israeli election. It is hard to conceive, and given the rhetoric coming from the Israeli Prime Minister in the last few hours and even last few days, there is no sign that Israel is ready to move its troops out of southern Lebanon to dial down its military campaign in a more significant way. And then, is Iran willing to accept an agreement when Israel still has that presence on the ground? And is Hezbollah really willing to go for a full ceasefire in Lebanon?
The president says some kind of peace deal should be worked out by the end of the week. Your money at this moment, the Dow is currently up 274 points at 51,354. The S&P 500 is up 10. The NASDAQ is down 12. Coming up, warm today and only getting warmer as we work through the week. Let's get a full look at the forecast next. KSL News Time, 1:33.
A reminder about the simplest way to get updated for your day.
Hit your KSL preset when you jump in the car, and we'll take care of the rest.
Hear key news updates and traffic reports.
Andy and Amanda from 5 to 9 in your car.
KSL News Radio at 102.7 FM.
The KSL News Radio movie show comes to My Hearing Centers Friday from 10 to 1. But first, discover what My Hearing Centers can do for you. My Hearing Centers uses advanced technology to diagnose and treat hearing loss. These comprehensive evaluations determine the best treatment options. Then enjoy lifetime support with regular check-ins, cleaning, and maintenance. Call My Hearing Centers at 801-701-1629. 801-701-1629 for more details. My Hearing Centers has offices from Ogden to St. George.
Jeff Kaplan here. Got to tell you, the paint job looked great, and our friend Sue couldn't say enough good things about CertaPro painters. They were professional, zero drama. They cleaned up. The house looks amazing, and if you need your house painted, you should know that CertaPro makes it a worry-free experience, and they do it at the right price. CertaPro Painters has 70,000 five-star reviews. Local trusted professionals. Get a detailed free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
1 in 5 Utah kids face hunger. And the summer months make things even more challenging because families can no longer rely on school meals to help them get by. These days, the situation is more dramatic than ever. That's why Utah Food Bank is again holding its annual Summer Business Food and Fund Drive, encouraging organizations of all sizes to gather food for donations for families. Beginning in early June and running through the end of August, the Summer Business Food and Fund Drive is your chance to make a difference for families seeking emergency food requests to help stretch their budgets. Rally your coworkers, friends, or a community group of any size to make a collection. Every dollar earned turns into more than $7 in the form of goods and services to help those in need. What are you waiting for? Organize your Summer Business Food and Fund Drive today. To find out more or to get ideas for your own DIY fundraiser, visit utahfoodbank.org.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Traffic and weather together is brought to you by UCCU. Receive 4% cash back on cruises at uccu.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
The crash that was causing delays in Weber County southbound I-15 after 12th Street has just cleared. All lanes are open. On the very opposite side of the valley, a crash eastbound I-80 in the Colville area. It's getting moved out of traffic to the right. Weathers Construction transforms basements into stunning, functional living space fast. 801-548-8409. Weathers Construction. Build your space better. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Look for a high of 84 degrees today, upper 80s Wednesday and Thursday. Friday and Saturday could be back up in the 90s. Saturday, we could have a high of 95 degrees. Right now, it is 77 degrees and sunny skies in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We are Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Do they not have enough of us recorded already? They could just do this in AI.
And Alex Curie.
We're not even real. This entire show is just a hologram.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. This is KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millett here with Alex Curie. Now, Alex, you're wanting to promote something into the show that I don't have up here on my screen, and that is the new list of the richest people in the United States. Are we going to do an impromptu news for the 1%?
Well,
here?
no, I just thought that that was no. We have the school things we have to do first, okay, and we have the AI. We have the AI stuff. We don't have to do anything. No, I think we should do the news for the 1% in the next one here because I have the school one. This will put us back on track to sounding a little less like we're complaining about
rich people.
About rich people. We'll do that in the next segment. So it's not complaining about it. How do you complain about a guy about Elon Musk? He's almost a trillionaire. He's $835 billion.
You'll find a way.
Okay.
You'll find a way.
I don't. Okay. No, listen. My vibe is. I just feel bad for guys like who's the guy who runs Meta?
Jeff Bezos?
No, who's the guy who runs Meta? Forgot his name already because he's not actually that high on the list anymore. Zuckerberg.
Yes, Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. I'll tell you how far he tumbled on Forbes' top 10 list, and then you'll start to go, yeah, no wonder. You better keep your monies up, otherwise people are going to start forgetting about you. But no, Ethan, I've got in front of me right here a discussion about AI, but specifically about the education side of things, and you can roll it out.
Whether it's life advice from your friends Gemini, Claude, or Grok, or letting ChatGPT balance your checkbook, it's time for artificial unintelligence.
Okay, a big announcement today out of the State Board of Education. They say that they're adopting for the 2026-2027 school year, they're adopting Gemini for education. What they say this will do is this will provide approximately 680,000 K through 12 students and 28,000 K through 12 educators with, they say, secure, responsible artificial intelligence tools designed to assist with personalized instruction and better prepare students for an increasingly digital workforce and world. Now, this will help educators to develop customized lesson plans and manage administrative tasks. And for students, it will support what they call, quote, inquiry-based learning. It'll help them generate ideas and explore products.
It probably will. Honestly, I think we all know that's probably going to be the side thing with it, right?
It might be, right. And provide additional explanations of complex concepts within a secure school-managed environment. So they're saying, look, we're not going to keep AI out of the schools.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of run it ourselves and provide that framework. And so if you've got a kid K through 12, AI will be a part of their education experience starting this fall.
Well, I think that they probably realized it was going to be, and frankly already had been. And I don't know if it's like anything else. I mean, in our office, they were pretty clear about, like at the beginning of the whole AI push, KSL and all of our kind of companies inside the building, they all said, hey, we have to make sure that we know that we're using just kind of one thing here. And not just one thing, that it's a secure thing. That the word secure is going to come up a lot because they're going to have that discussion. Now, that being said, any official like partnership with, what'd you say it was Gemini, right? Which is that Google? Gemini's Google.
Yeah, it's Google.
Right? So that relationship that they established said, hey, we're gonna partner with you guys. We're gonna make sure that we're on this side of things. Don't be fooled, because the reality is that kids will likely not be as excited about using Gemini because the school is going to be using Gemini, and they'll probably be able to find out. Not that they couldn't anyway or have the tools to be able to find out anyway, but
yeah,
the amount of cheating that goes on as it is. Or you already knew where I was going with that. They want to be able to have a platform that they can use to be able to say, okay, is it something that they're using to cheat? Is it something that they're using to get by? Is there something that they're creating that's not actually their work? And I know that's a big fear for a lot of these schools. And at some point, just like a lot of these technology things, Ethan, you've seen it happen too over the years with whatever it is the new thing. And AI obviously is a huge one, where they just go, we can't keep this thing out of the schools, and so here's going to be the way that we make it a part of our future together. And then they do it sort of, trepidatiously, because it's a little bit scary to see how this thing can get out of control. But I think they obviously know too, there's no version of going forward without it.
I think that's true. So I looked up Gemini for students. So, and here's a little descriptor right from their webpage. Exam practice made personal. Upload your class notes and let Gemini create quizzes, flashcards, and study guides that help you prepare for finals. It also says Gemini reviews your work in real time, catching mistakes early and providing regular feedback that keeps your work on track. Gemini helps you level up for the future beyond the finals. Edit professional headshots with Nano Banana.
What?
Nano Banana. That's a real professional name. Polish your resume with Help Me Write, and practice mock interviews in Gemini so you're ready for the next chapter.
I'm cool with all that.
This
I mean, here's the reality. I think that some of the AI stuff that we are upset about, I wonder how much of a percentage of it, and I'm just thinking about this out loud here, I wonder how much of a percentage of it is just jealousy, pure jealousy of the fact that I couldn't have the type of help with a resume that they get now. You know what I mean? And
you didn't have Clippy?
No, we all had, oh, I see you're putting together a letter. And then you're also
you're writing a resume.
Yeah, it looks like you're writing a resume, except for now, why not use all those things and just put it together and have all that? And some of the pushback is based off of the fact that, well, we didn't do it that way back in my day. Well, what did you do in your day that your parents did in their day? Not necessarily all the same things. Like I said, we make fun of the fact that, like, at least in some of the schools around where my kids have been going, I don't think cursive is something that they even teach anymore. I don't think that there are things that we just don't do it the same way that we used to. Frankly, handwriting is like not even that big of it's not held as that high of a standard anymore, as evidenced by the fact. I'm not going to pretend like I had good handwriting. I think it was already on the way out when you and I were in school, Ethan. I'm trying to remember for you. I can picture your handwriting. It's terrible, and my handwriting is not very good either. And guess what? My kids aren't either. And we already talked about how the kids these days can't spell, and it's like, yeah, because they don't have to, because the stuff that they're working on does it for them. I didn't have to have good handwriting. You know why? Because the word processing programs that we had did it for me. I had 12-point Times New Roman, and just like you did, and that was what it looked like, and that you didn't have to have the same handwriting. Why would you need those? Why would you need those skills? Because what letters are you writing these days? What handwritten anything? Yeah, can we all write stuff and have a personal touch on things? You can write that. Honestly, ask yourself what the things are that are handwritten these days. What things are you handwriting?
Yeah, I definitely see that, but I think there will always be, well, at least for the time being, there is going to be pushback around AI for a fundamental reason, and that is especially in education. And this is the case throughout our whole lives, I think, but specifically in education, there are two elements. There's the destination at which you arrived, which is having knowledge, and then there's also the journey that got you there. And you're expected to do a certain amount of work to get to this. And what we're embracing with AI is this idea that, well, look, I got to the answer, so why do you care how I got there, right? Look, this email got written. Why do you care that I didn't write it? Now, in the workplace, you're just looking for efficiency, right? So who cares? The email comes from you. AI wrote it. Is anyone going to care? Probably not, because at the end of the day, the email got sent. It had the information it was required. So who cares that you didn't really write it? But in an education perspective, I think a lot of people, and I myself included, still feel unsettled with the amount of work that AI can do for you in an environment where the journey is the point, right? If you use AI to get good grades, then you're going to discover that the grades were not the point of an education, right? The grades are a demonstration after the fact of, what you did on that journey, but it's the journey that gives you the education. And so this is, I think, a tricky thing to teach students, because we are in a world right now where the only thing that matters is the end result. Hey, I got rich. Why do you care? Hey, we won. Why do you care how we got there? Hey, this happened. Why do you care how we got there? So it's easy for high school students to look at this and say, hey, I got the A. Why do you care how I got the A? Right. I got the A. Isn't that what matters?
I did the assignment. Why do you care? Yeah, it got to that point. And I'll tell you, as a parent at the end of the school year, too.
It's not it's not.
Right.
It's not.
Thinking at the end of the school year, tell me I'm not the only parent out there that went, just get it done. Just please freaking get your stuff done and get it in. There's part of that happens. And so you got to figure it out. You obviously got to figure it out. But at the same time, they've made a commitment. They know that they can't avoid it. And so there it is. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We will have an impromptu news for the 1%. Yes, that'll be coming up next. And we'll have the brand new Forbes list of the richest people ever, or the richest people out there, which just so happen to also be the richest people ever, because that's where we're at right now. So stay right here with us. More to go. It's KSL Brightside.
Sign up for KSL Text Alerts. Get breaking news and traffic updates by texting the word news to 57500. Want access to exclusive contests? Text contest to 57500. Jazz fans, text the word jazz for breaking jazz updates. And Cougar fans, text BYU to 57500 for the latest on the Cougars. Message and data rates may apply.
You've heard me talking about advanced window products before. And look, I've been doing this for years with these guys, and they've been doing this for more than 40 years here in the state of Utah. Advanced window products, you don't trust anybody else with these windows because these are manufactured here. They're made here. They're installed with people who are from the installation teams that are from Advanced Window Products. They're not subcontractors. This is their team. They warranty these things. They stand by them, and they're going to make sure that you get the best windows, the highest quality, and you're going to get it for the best price. In fact, right now they're offering 10 windows or more, $2,500 off right now. All you have to do is say that you heard it right here on KSL News Radio. You can get that deal. But more importantly, you're doing business with people that are Utahns, that know Utah weather. They save Utahns money all the time, whether it's keeping that heat in during the winter or if it's keeping the hot out during the summer. They're going to take care of you. They're going to do it more efficiently. Your old aluminum windows or the ones that are still kind of a little bit cracking around the outsides, you are losing money, and they can help you out with it. Transferable warranties for years, lifetime warranty coverage, built right here in the state of Utah by the folks at Advanced Window Products. All you have to do is give them a call right now, 801-850-9100 to get that $2,500 off of 10 windows or more. That's 801-850-9100. It's advancedwindows.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you. Like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join KSL News Radio as Amanda Dixon this Friday from 3 to 5 at Salt Lake NPS Store there at 1600 Empire Road in Salt Lake, npsstore.com.
Man, one of my favorite things to do is when people say, does soda really work? Come on. And I say, yes, absolutely it does. I got to eat real food, and I had real success.
The structure is what helped me so much. We used to call it soda weight loss, but it's more than just weight loss. Yeah. So now it's sodadietandnutrition.com. That's SOTA for state-of-the-art.
And it's state-of-the-art because you work with a nutritionist. They tailor the plan to your exact needs and your exact schedule so that it can work for you. It's not just a one-size-fits-all thing.
The simplest things that bring me joy now. I can tuck in a shirt. For years, everything always had to be loose and because I felt heavy all the time. But now I can tuck in a shirt.
Remember having to suck in the belly for every picture? It was so nice not to have to do that anymore.
And summer bodies are created right now. So go online to sodadietandnutrition.com.
So join us for a short time to have results that last a lifetime because Amanda, soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Any Hour Services can make sure your AC keeps you cool this summer. Whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just a second opinion about replacing it, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Turn your afternoon around on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back. This is KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millett here with Alex Curie. Alex, are you ready to hit the button on News for the 1%?
I think that we are, but I wanted to give you an update before we got to it too, because I have also in front of me something that's very near and dear to your and my heart, and that is we are officially donors for the Crownburger rebuild.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Did we do it? How much did you put me on the hook for?
Well, here's the thing: is it didn't allow me to put you and my name or KSL Brightside. I could either be anonymous or Alex Curie, and I chose the Alex Curie part just for not for any other reason except for the public kudos. That's the only reason I did it. I just was trying. No, I was trying to do it. I was trying to put our name on it. It wouldn't allow us to do it.
You and I made a donation in your name.
Yeah, I made a donation in our name, which I resented immediately from GoFundMe because they don't suggest it; they just put it on there. A GoFundMe tip was also put on top of it. They go, "Oh, a tip for a GoFundMe." I got a tip. Don't make us have a tip. I know, and it's like 18%, just right off the top. And I'm assuming that they also, well, I don't know how it works, but I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to complain. But you and I are now officially part of the rebuild. Okay, so
okay, all right.
Yeah, I think what did we do? We did it to the tune of $50. So there you go.
We did $50.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like if it's just your name on there.
No, you did it. No, you need to Venmo me for sure. Oh, you're saying if my name is on there, you don't owe me anything. Is that what you're saying? Is that what the?
I'm gonna think about this.
Oh, fine. I should have done 25 and then had you do one right after, and we should have hit submit at the same time as we held hands together. Beep, so we could both do it together. Okay, Millard. Yes, it's that time for us to talk about what the rich people are going through, and so here we go. It is the news of the 1%.
If your net worth is less than $10 million, don't even bother listening to our news for the 1%.
All right. Thanks so much for tuning in to News for the 1%. According to traders on the prediction market, Kalshi, Elon Musk, world's richest man, has an over 90% chance of being the world's first trillionaire by the end of this year. Now,
so people are betting human money on whether or not he's going to get to $1 trillion net worth.
Yes, that's right.
Thanks,
so over
prediction
90%
markets.
chance, actually specifically 93% chance. And of course, this is, it's perfectly within the realm of possibility, I think, because they're going to IPO SpaceX, which is expected to be kind of the biggest IPO in history. This is just a blockbuster, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, so to go along,
become a trillionaire.
I feel like it's kind of
like it.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of an inevitability because I was actually looking back at Forbes' former lists as if these. I don't know why. I like these Forbes lists. I like Forbes for the sake of like looking to see how much franchise. But when they start to put out what the market for franchise worth is for some of these professional teams, it blows my mind because that they almost set the market. When somebody goes, "Oh yeah, Forbes says they're worth $8 billion," that's the starting point. Because then it ends up being that these places end up getting sold for $8.9 billion, and they go, "Where did they come up with that number?" Well, they kind of had this baseline of these guys at Forbes just kind of, taking a crack at it, whoever their economists are, to make that guess. So the number is interesting, but 2 years ago, in 2024, when they put this list out, they put them out a couple times a year, but I think that June is typically June 1st. So yesterday's came out yesterday. So, but 2 years ago, what do you think Elon Musk's net worth was 2 years ago?
Oh, I think 2 years ago he was under 500 billion.
He was 325 billion.
Yeah.
So that was 2 years ago. His net worth is now more than double that. And I'm not exactly able to tell you totally why. Could you tell me exactly what it is? It's just the growth of SpaceX and Tesla Motors and
Well, he owns
like everything
an
that's
X.
there. He owns X, obviously, but I'm just saying that. But did those things seriously grow by $480 billion?
I think especially SpaceX, because SpaceX has become one of the most important companies now to the federal government, and for their efforts to, colonize Mars. Isn't that our goal with all of this?
I can't remember. We're just trying to put a moon. We're just trying to put a moon base up there was the last thing I heard. But yeah, Mars or something. But at the same time, like for an average person, when you say, yeah, they want to do all those things, all I look at and go, yeah, that's really expensive. Anyway, how did we add $500 billion to that guy's net worth over the past 2 years? Again, those are math numbers for other people to work out. But we do have a new top 5 from Forbes, or a new top 10 from Forbes, Ethan. We want to congratulate Steve Ballmer for making the list. He was actually 15th last year, and it was actually kind of crazy because he made the biggest jump. And he owns the Clippers now, but he's also the former we just want to congratulate him because he jumped a bunch of people on the list, okay?
Hey, nice job.
Yeah. So the
Alex,
yes.
Speaking of news for the 1%, will you go and check the GoFundMe again? Go check the Brownberg GoFundMe again. Breaking news.
Oh, let me guess. You couldn't go 1 second without it just being my name on there, huh? Is that what's going on here?
I've donated more than you.
You did.
Donated more than you.
If it's $51, I'll actually be so mad about it. Hold on. I need to go back to the deal here. I'm going to look. So what is the number? So you and I have both donated then. What did you donate?
I donated $51.
I knew it. All right, so together, Brightside is coming together, make this thing happen. We'll be back around the corner. More to go right here on KSL Brightside.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 2 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small. To look at our top stories this hour, Governor Spencer Cox has appointed 2 new justices to join Utah's new expanded Supreme Court. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson has more.
From his short list of 12 candidates, Governor Cox has appointed Jay Jorgensen, senior counsel for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and Stephen Dent, an assistant U.S. attorney from southern Utah. He says they were highly vetted and questioned, and he chose the best legal minds from the list.
To make sure that they would be willing to rule against me and against the legislature when we get it wrong.
These picks still have to be confirmed by the Senate, and these are just 2 of the 4 slots the governor needs to fill. These seats were added by the legislature when they expanded the Utah Supreme Court from 5 justices to 7. Cox will still have to select another 2 to replace Justice Diana Hagan, who recently resigned, and Chief Justice Matthew Durant, who announced his retirement. At the Capitol, Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
The Utah State Board of Education is partnering with Google to make its AI software Gemini available to schools across the state. State leaders say the goal is to help students learn how to use AI responsibly while strengthening privacy protections. The board says districts and charter schools will ultimately decide whether and how to use the tools in their classrooms. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Speaking of AI, President Trump has signed a new executive order dealing with AI.
The new executive order asks tech companies like OpenAI and Anthropic to submit their latest models to the government for review 30 days before the technology is to be released to the public. It's a trim down of an earlier draft, which had proposed a 90-day review period. While the order is scaled back, it does mark a notable shift for the administration, which until now has taken a hands-off approach to the AI industry.
That's ABC's Mike Dubusky reporting. Your money at this moment, the Dow is currently up 228 points at 51,307. The S&P 500 is currently up 9, and the Nasdaq's up 7. The cost of oil is also up today, now above $93 a barrel. Coming up, warm today, and it's just going to keep getting warmer as we head into the weekend. We'll get a look at traffic and weather together next. KSL News Time 2:02.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
I'm Christian Staples with Arctic Spas. Ever wonder why I say Arctic Spa, the only spa built for Utah's harsh climate? Well, we are the world's most northern manufacturer of spas, and we are built for the cold climates. We are just more heavy duty. It is commercial grade, but built for your house. We use fiberglass instead of ABS plastic. We use thicker, stronger, better insulating covers. We use our heat lock insulation to utilize the excess heat from the motors to help heat the water and protect the equipment. Arctic Spas are designed to last longer and be less expensive for you over the long term. Arctic Spas are known for their water care automation with our automatic saltwater system and our automatic pH control. We have it, no one else does. This makes it easier and more enjoyable for you to own an Arctic Spa. Find the perfect Arctic Spa for you at arcticspasutah.com or visit any of our 3 stores covering all of Utah in Salt Lake, American Fork, and St. George. That's why we say Arctic Spa, the only spa built for Utah's harsh climate.
How
How will we ever defeat the British?
By remembering what we're fighting for. General, a country of our own. That will one day celebrate 250 years. How will we celebrate, sir? By going to Strong Volkswagen, where every vehicle is a dime.
A dime, sir?
Yes, one dime down at Strong Volkswagen. Hear, hear! With great price reductions on 250 vehicles.
It sounds glorious, sir.
Oh, it is. Lease new 2026 Jetta S, just $235 a month. $235. All-wheel drive Atlas, just $432 a month. And you get a lifetime warranty. Lifetime. And financing, sir? Those with a job and a dime shall drive away.
One dime down.
The 250 sales event.
Save thousands with event pricing on 250 vehicles.
At Strong Volkswagen. For over 70 years, Strong Volkswagen.
Located downtown, strongvw.com.
strongvw.com.
And no tax, right, sir?
Well, for details, call 801-596-2200.
Let's get a look at traffic and weather together, which is brought to you by UCCU Improve Cash Flow, the home equity line of credit. Here's Ricky Meese.
In Utah, county crews have moved a crash out of the intersection over to the right lane at University Avenue 4800 North. If you are traveling northbound on SR 36 Main Street in Tooele County, you will see construction causing delays from Mills Junction up to I-80 and a small accident southbound Bangerter Highway prior to 126 South in Riverton, blocking a right lane and shoulder. Don't miss the Rocky Mountain Gun Show, June 6th and 7th at Western Sports Park in Farmington. Get 500 rounds of 9mm ammo for just $99. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Got a high of 84 degrees today in the forecast. We're moving up into the upper 80s for the next couple of days. By this weekend, Friday, expect weather to crack the 90-degree mark, and then by Saturday, we could be looking at a high of 95 degrees. Right now, it is 79 degrees and mostly clear skies in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
Now we've got houses, kids, responsibilities.
And Alex Curie.
Yeah, we're all grown up. We have pre-diabetes, lower back pain.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. This is KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie. Thanks so much for joining us. And Alex, I've never felt better. Being able to contribute to such a worthy cause as the GoFundMe to support the efforts of Crownburger and Sandy and the rebuilding efforts.
Yes, it's an important thing for us to be able to recognize that. Well, first of all,
I was also really pleased to donate $1 more than you did.
Yeah, so. Listen. You know what I think? This is this falls. Caitlin pointed this out to me. Our producer Caitlin pointed out to me. We don't recognize people enough, and we have an actual segment that we can do it with. So we may as well be able to kick it off with that. So just to reset, here we go. If I can get it to play. Hold on. If it'll actually play. If I can get it to actually work. There we go.
Honoring the great people who quietly make our lives better and make you look like a waste of space. It's the KSL Brightside Good Humans Award.
Not to be outdone, Ethan.
I would like to accept this award on behalf of all of those who love Crownburger.
So there you go. The Crownburger and Sandy's on its way to getting rebuilt. I already got a thank you message from Jeff who put this together, Ethan. So I don't know if you got that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Here's my email, Jeff. Because I did $1 more than Alex did.
I know he did. So together, Brightside has put together $101 to be able to contribute. And so we're very, very excited about it. And I'll tell you, too.
We're very, very excited.
At some point, we'll probably get Crownburger in to celebrate at some point, right? I mean, once we get that thing rebuilt. Now, we won't go all the way down to Sandy. We'll just go to the one over here on 3rd West because, frankly. Oh, Corey's over here. See, Corey's running the board over here, and she's supporting she's got the Crownburger in hand. So if you think our whole show isn't participating in this to some degree, you're dead wrong. We're all about this. So Jeff Merrill started the GoFundMe, and Ethan and I have officially contributed about 9% to the entire cause. So there's always
very,
that.
Very, very proud.
But this isn't our donation thing, Ethan. It's the people's. But we are contributing quite a bit. So,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. It's for the people.
All right, Millard, what do you have here for us here, man?
I want to roll something out here. Check this out. Gen Z.
Yes.
Is one of the most active movie-going demographics. That's right. After years of struggling under the weight of streaming, everyone wants to watch something at home. Everyone's got nice big TVs that they got for 25 cents at Costco. And it just looked like movie theaters were just gonna die out. There's hope on the horizon thanks to Gen Z. They're attending more films per year than some of the older generations. And studios and movie theaters are starting to take note. So we already know this, though, that there is in this Gen Z a little bit of a backlash against the digital world. They're not going completely Luddite, but they are working into their lives some things that represent something of a, I don't know, I guess a backlash. What's the right word, Alex? Kind of trying to have a little more tactile, real world kind of experiences and things.
It's like the collecting, vinyl, or the collecting cards that we never thought would come back. We thought for sure vinyl would never come back. Still waiting for my Laserdisc player to come in handy, the one that I kept for all those years, but we'll see if that happens. But I see what you're saying, and it is interesting because we can never really predict the stuff that younger generations are gonna grab onto and go, no, we want this for us too. And going to movies has been really interesting. You remember we were talking with, we were doing movies that stink, and we were with Val and Andy last week, and Val was telling us, she's like, yeah, you know what's gonna happen is this A24 Pictures film that just came out by the youngest director of a feature-length film ever that they've had. I think he's 20. She's like, give it a week or two, it'll pass up Mandalorian. It took 1 week. It was just the first week. It ended up being the #1 box office hit, and they actually put it all on. And you even said it too, because you were like, my kids who are in there, because I think are your boys 19 and 20? Is that, or 19 and 21 or something?
20 and 19.
Yeah. And so those guys are the ones who are like, you said, that movie was on their radars like that. And in my head, my kids, they would probably hear more about that movie more than they would a lot of the other ones that were on the list, because they were like, hey, this is kind of for you guys. And when I was in high school, Ethan, I think maybe right after, when did the Blair Witch Project stuff, when did that come out? I wanted to say it was like 99.
Oh, yeah, like 99,
yeah.
2000, something
like that. And I think that, so it was like my senior year in high school, they were like, hey, Blair Witch Project, oh, look at this found footage. And then remember they're talking about it, and they're like, hey, found footage is becoming a thing. And we're like, that was what they did back when we were in kind of in our early 20s, kind of the same thing. And
so I've got a quote.
I get it. It makes sense to me, and I'm glad they're going to the movies.
Yeah. I've got a quote from Jason Dorsey, who's the president and co-founder of the Center for Generational Kinetics and co-author of Z-Economy.
Mm-hmm.
He said this to CNBC. Gen Z is driving moviegoer trends today, and I think people are shocked. They're like, oh, Gen Z doesn't want to leave their house.
Right.
That's not true. Gen Z absolutely wants to leave their house, probably more than you know, which sounds like a weird threat is what that sounds like.
Oh, they want to leave their house, they're all right, and they're looking straight at you. They're coming over to your house. Yeah.
Can you tell me, though, what Gen Z's age range is? How old is Gen Z right now?
We started to have this discussion today.
These are hard to keep track of.
I know it is. So I want to say that it's not 2000. Is it like 98 to 2012?
Give me ages. I don't want to do the math. I have the ages in front of me.
Okay, so 20. I'm going to say. So they're 19 or 18 years old now, 18 to 30.
Pretty good. It's actually 14 to 29. So you needed to bring it back a little bit. But this Gen Z is 14 to 29. So all three of my children are Gen Zers, which I'm going to have to remember.
Well, good for them.
So, they did it. They did it. They made it into Gen Z. Good for them.
So do you?
And you know what?
That movie,
all three of them went and saw that movie together. I didn't participate at all.
Did?
All of a sudden they had movie tickets. All of a sudden they were there. They didn't even ask me to pay for the tickets.
Did they say that they liked it?
Yeah, they loved it. Yeah,
so the guy, the guy who's the director, they were saying, so when you talk about his historic numbers and what this guy did, he's 20 years old or 21 or whatever the young age that he is, and they were like, yeah, nobody's ever been this young and had a movie beat, because if he ends up being number one this next week and then the week after, he'd be the youngest director since, I think, Jaws, since I think Spielberg with Jaws back in, whatever year that was in the mid 70s, where they were like, yeah, that's the youngest director to be this impactful. And I think that we wrote off having young directors doing anything because we live in an era now, Ethan, of something has to be in the Marvel universe or something has to be in the in the Star Wars universe. This guy beat a Star Wars. Imagine being able to have that on your deathbed always, to go, Mandalorian came out the very week that our movie came out. Mandalorian and Star Wars was already off the list, that we had already beaten them. And I was 20 at the time. So good luck. Good luck.
Amazing.
Good luck, continuing on with whatever the next project is, because they're going to grab onto you. I'm sure A24, they're going to hold you up as their guy for a while. But, man, great start to an industry where I think that a lot of people just assumed that you had to have already been in the big studios to be able to make it.
You think? I think he probably does feel a lot of pressure. I mean, of course, it's great to achieve early, but it puts you in kind of a weird place.
So I think they said
I can tell that I would not be surprised if he feels a ton of pressure.
So box office numbers from last week looked like I think that they said. So they said. Let me see here. So what's it called? Is it Backroom? Is it Backrooms?
Yeah, Backrooms.
Yeah. So last weekend it made $81.4 million. Okay. Do you know what the budget on it was?
No. What was
$9 million. So it's already done almost 10x of what it cost to make that thing. Now, I'm a little bit shocked by this. Mandalorian's made a lot of money, but it's but it made $24.5 million last weekend. That seems extremely. So the Mandalorian movie is not even in the top. Yeah, let me see here. So it's made $136 million, but its budget was $210. So we still got to start making some money back here on that thing.
I'm surprised at how poorly that movie is being received. I haven't seen it yet, but I have loved the Mandalorian season.
Yeah, that stuff just prints money typically.
But I feel like the Mandalorian has been among the best stuff that's ever been done in the Star Wars. Yeah,
you want to. I'm kind of sad about. I'm kind of sad about saying it, but I've never seen one thing of it. I've never seen one episode from the seasons or any of that stuff. And so,
do you avoid Star Wars stuff? Is that
no? I don't avoid it. No. And in fact, my kids are way into it. The problem is that when these things get turned on, typically at my house, it's midnight, like on a Friday or a Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, love you guys. I'm out. I've gone full on old man, and I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? I'd rather get to sleep than I would stay up and watch a couple of episodes and be like, we're bonding, and be like, I don't think we're actually bonding. I think we're just watching. I think Steven Spielberg just has us. I think Disney just, but I keep paying
George Lucas.
Oh, sorry. I just keep sending money to Mickey Mouse.
Disney Plus.
Yeah. And then those things keep coming in. So technically, I guess I could say I'm a supporter of Mandalorian and Grogu. All right, Millard, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We have another right around the corner. We've got tons more to talk about, even just the last three segments here. But let's talk
some good news on the cancer front.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing to go with. So when we come back, great news on the side of cancer and cancer research. So stay right here with us. More to go. It's KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Join me on the trip of a lifetime, an 8-day enchanting Rhine River cruise, August 7th through the 14th, 2027, so a year from August, aboard the elegant Amafiora, sailing from Basel, Switzerland to Amsterdam. We will cruise through the heart of Europe, past medieval castles, vineyard-covered hillsides, and storybook villages in France, Germany, and the Netherlands. And Morris Columbus Travel planned every single detail, so we just show up and enjoy ourselves. We're talking gourmet dining, licensed local guides at every port, a Morris Columbus tour manager right right there on board and exclusive pricing with savings of thousands off brochure rates. They've reserved just 50 cabins for our group, and I will be there for Q&A sessions and just to spend time together. This is a bucket list journey for me, and I hope you'll join me. Book in one click at morriscolumbus.com/KSL or call a Morris Columbus advisor at 800-999-4646. Optional pre-cruise Switzerland and post-cruise Amsterdam tours available too. Come see Europe with me. I can't wait.
Morris Columbus. Since 1947, Whipple Service Champions has been Utah's most trusted name for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. Got a high-priced repair bill from another company and you're just not sure about it? Call Whipple. Get a free, no-pressure estimate or bring us their quote for an honest second opinion. Totally free. Whipple Service Champions, Utah's first place for second opinions since 1947. Call 385-273-7167 for your free estimate today. 385-273-7167.
We're living through a monetary crime scene, and your IRA or 401k is a key victim. Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. In 1971, gold was $35 an ounce. After the dollar was cut loose from it, inflation soared. And in just 9 years, gold hit $850. People who diversified into precious metals survived and thrived. Today, we're in a worse position because we face inflation and massive debt. Fortunately, gold is still an option. My trusted friends at Birch Gold Group can help you own gold inside your retirement account. Plus, you pay 0 penalties on the transfer. Start now by getting a free info kit on gold. Text the word SECURE to 989898. We're facing the same monetary chaos as the 70s with significantly more debt. Get your free info kit from Birch Gold. Just text SECURE to the number 989898.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older? And you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Now on Saturday at 5 p.m.
America's best warranty from Hyundai includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and 24/7 roadside assistance. Visit your Utah Hyundai dealer for more information.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Your lunch hour just got more interesting on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. This is KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary. And just a few segments left on the show today before we pass it off back to the news people, right? Back to Jeff Kaplan and his team.
The important folks, for sure. Millard, I have we kick off this segment here to talk about some health stuff, and sometimes it's the bad news. You know what I mean? But guess what? We have our health class right here to get you hooked up here with some good news when it comes to cancer research and what they've been able to find out. So take a look here. Let's jump in right here. It's some KSL Brightside health class.
Just as awkward as it was in junior high, it's time for KSL Brightside's health class.
Okay. First up, according to results released Sunday, an experimental lung cancer drug from Akeso and Summit Therapeutics reduced the risk of death by 34% in a closely watched late-stage trial. When combined with chemotherapy, the drug kept people with squamous non-small cell lung cancer alive for a median of 4 months longer than the standard combination of immunotherapy and chemotherapy, which is a statistically significant result. Now, Dr. Suresh Ramalingam, who's the executive director of the Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, he said the fact that it shows an improvement in overall survival in a difficult to treat patient population is very encouraging. I'm mindful of the fact that this trial was done exclusively in China, and that brings up the question of how do these data apply to patient populations outside of China, and that will require future investigations. They also have a global phase 3 study that is ongoing. So the results we got were just out of China. But this is kind of a new category of cancer drugs that target what they call PD-1, which someone is going to know what that means. But it's a new category of cancer drugs, and it's showing a lot of promise and increasing people's lives. And I think that's really, really awesome.
Well, I think what's interesting too is this is like comes on the back of other news that I heard about the same also news recently of I think there was a pancreatic cancer pill that also made.
Oh, I had that.
Yeah. So that's the thing too. Like that's the one.
Let me roll this out.
Well, because look, when somebody says, so my dad had throat cancer, and that's a guy who never smoked a day in his life, but his parents did in a small home, like growing up, and his brother, he and his brother both got throat cancer, and I remember thinking that just seems so unfair. And there's some things that you can treat better, and there were times where the prognosis was pretty good, but I wonder if there's, but there are certain cancers, and you and I both know that sometimes when somebody goes, yeah, and it looks like he had cancer, and they're like, what kind of? You said pancreatic cancer, people all went, because the way that they found out typically was because they started to feel some symptoms, and by the time you're symptomatic, that was that a lot of times has been that you were further down the line. You were at least in like late stage 3 or stage 4 of pancreatic cancer, and it was almost a death sentence. But when we start to get news like this, it's so good because we all have loved ones who you look at and you go, you could have gotten this, and you start to think about what we're at least. It's something that our entire lives, Ethan, that I looked at and went, when are we going to get all the good news about the cancer research? And I heard somebody say this the other day. It was like, in a day where medical studies that they do, if you don't bring to the table a medical study where you say that we've cured cancer, people are kind of like not interested in hearing something until you bring something like that to the table. And the good news is we've actually had a couple of those kind of bigger things. And you notice that all these scientists and doctors are all very quick to say, we are early in these things, but they're at least some of these things are positive. But tell me what the one was from pancreatic cancer.
So this is a new pill for people with advanced pancreatic cancer. It helped them live longer. So it's called daraxonrasib, and it blocks a mutated protein that fuels tumor growth. And it blocks it it fuels tumor growth in more than 90% of pancreatic cancer cases. And this is that protein, that mutated protein, is something they've been targeting for a while, but they've been kind of unable to really latch onto it, but they think they have now. So this pill, it's a daily pill, and it has almost doubled the survival time. They have not very many severe side effects, but they randomly assign the experimental drug to 500 patients, either that or more chemotherapy. So they did them both. Some people got more chemotherapy, some people got the experimental drug, and basically what they found is that, and this is, by the way, this is for pancreatic cancer patients whose metastatic spreading cancer had stopped responding to treatment. Okay.
Right.
So the daraxonrasib, these drug names are crazy.
They're a lot. Yeah.
So they live for a median of 13.2 months compared with 6.7 months in the control group for chemotherapy. So chemotherapy got you 6.7 months,
right?
And this drug got you 13.2 months.
And obviously, like,
twice.
You don't look at it and say, hey, they're beating pancreatic cancer. What they're doing though is adding the time that this one was so quick at doing it's work and taking the person's life so quickly.
So adding an extra, 6-7 months onto your life, it's not a cure, but that's meaningful. Dr. Rashna Shroff of the University of Arizona Cancer Center said this: having treated pancreatic cancer for 16 years, I actually started crying. That's what she said when she first saw those, the study results.
Yeah,
isn't that neat?
Yeah, well, and it's because a lot of it is because of the time that people don't get and how quickly it does hit, and you just don't have any time to have that meaningful anything. And so anything that could get added, I mean, how many people do we know that could say, hey, look, if I could just have that day, if I could have that extra hour, and so to be able to double that survival time at the very least, it's working in the right direction.
Yeah. Do you know what the 5-year overall survival rate is for pancreatic cancer right now?
5-year?
5-year.
It's survival rate, like the amount of people.
Live 5 years. Live for 5 years.
It's got to be less than 15%, 20%.
It's 13,
Yeah.
13%. Yeah.
The
American Cancer Society says that about 67,000 new cases will be diagnosed in the U.S. this year, and more than 52,000 will die from the disease this year. So,
us talking about all these things makes me remember that, by the way, I think tomorrow you're not going to be around for the program. I think Val is going to come in, and she's going to Val Cunningham's going to be able to host with me tomorrow Val Cameron's going to host for you tomorrow. And then guess what? Thursday, though, the KSL Give-a-thon. Ethan, we're back doing the Give-a-thon. It's been a lot of years of us being able to do some awesome stuff with the folks at Primary Children's Hospital, and we're going to be able to do it again, of course, for the Give-a-thon coming up on Thursday, and you'll be here in the building for that as well. So we'll take a break here. We'll come back. News, traffic, and weather right now at the bottom of the hour, and we'll come right back with more of KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Good afternoon, 2:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Kaplan. KSL's top local story this hour, a West Valley man has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for lighting his school bus on fire with a cigarette lighter while he was driving. The U.S. Attorney's Office says 60-year-old Michael Ford had done this more than once. He was also ordered to pay more than $20,000 in restitution. Police have arrested a man accused of shooting another car while driving on I-15 in Salt Lake County. KSL News Radio's Adam Small has details.
Arrest documents say the victim was driving his work vehicle 2 Fridays ago when the suspect, 31-year-old Pedro Encarnacion, is accused of shooting at him. Thankfully, the bullet did not hit the victim, but it did wind up in his glove compartment. Police just booked Encarnacion into the Salt Lake County Jail last night. Part of the reason it took them a while to do that is because they say he went to Massachusetts for 5 days not long after the shooting.
Encarnacion's being held without bail. He's booked on suspicion of 3 felonies, included attempted murder. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Positive messages from the White House about negotiations with Iran. Meantime, it's one step closer to hostilities ending in Lebanon after Israel called off a strike on Beirut. Iran says officials are reviewing the peace plan.
Aren't they talking? There are still very critical issues that do need to get resolved once they get back to a point of discussion, and the president not addressing that part of it, mostly just trying to, I think, express optimism and signal that things are heading in the right direction.
That's ABC's Karen Travers at the White House. On Wall Street today, the Dow set another record high, gaining 228 points. The NASDAQ was up, but a mere 7 points. Coming up, you're going to wait a while if you're waiting for rain. KSL weather is coming up next. Stay with us. KSL News Time, 2:32.
Mornings are for recharging.
And they're for starting your day right.
We volunteer to join you in the car. Get news and weather at 102.7 FM during the most important part of your day.
Andy and Amanda, each morning between 5 and 9 on KSL News Radio.
This year, Utahns are celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country, Utah style, because everything from Utah's red rock deserts to our snowy peaks are worth celebrating. It's our land, our communities. Join us in celebrating our country with Utah style. Join the statewide celebration. Get involved at america250.utah.gov. Brought to you by America First Credit Union.
Escape to the beauty of Bear Lake with an unforgettable mountain adventure at Beaver Creek Lodge in Garden City, Utah. Relax in cozy accommodations, then saddle up with Logan Canyon horseback riding for a scenic ride through the breathtaking Bear Lake Mountains. Take in stunning views of crystal blue waters, aspen groves, and wildflowers. Then enjoy lunch with panoramic views. Unwind with dinner, and of course a raspberry shake at Some Beaches restaurant in Laketown. Adventure, scenery, and relaxation. Plan your perfect getaway at bearlake.org. 1 in 5 Utah kids face hunger. And the summer months make things even more challenging because families can no longer rely on school meals to help them get by. These days, the situation is more dramatic than ever. That's why Utah Food Bank is again holding its annual Summer Business Food and Fund Drive, encouraging organizations of all sizes to gather food for donations for families. Beginning in early June and running through the end of August, the Summer Business Food and Fund Drive is your chance to make a difference for families seeking emergency food requests to help stretch their budgets. Rally your coworkers, friends, or a community group of any size to make a collection. Every dollar earned turns into more than $7 in the form of goods and services to help those in need. What are you waiting for? Organize your summer business food and fun drive today. To find out more or to get ideas for your own DIY fundraiser, visit utahfoodbank.org.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Get 4% cash back on cruises at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
A couple of crashes along I-15 and Draper, one on the southbound side approaching 146 South, and the other on the northbound side at the Bangerter Highway exit ramp. Then in Wasatch County, a crash northbound Highway 40 after River Road in Heber. Weathers Construction creates stunning, functional kitchen remodels fast. Call 801-548-8409. Weathers Construction. Build your space better. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, not much to say except hot and hotter through Saturday when it hits 95 degrees. Expect 84 this afternoon. Right now it's 79. I'm Jeff Kaplan from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at KSLNewsRadio.com. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
Alex, that's a great way to get your kids off social media.
And Alex Curie.
Yeah, my real goal with the new social media stuff is to show up in my kids' feed.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, this is KSL Brightside. Thanks so much for joining us today. We sure do appreciate it. We've had a lot happening today. Alex, has been a really active show. Very, very active show. I've enjoyed it. I honestly have. Tomorrow, as you said, we're going to have a special guest host, and then I'll be back in studio on Thursday. So
Val will come in tomorrow, and looking forward to it. This is our first effort of the new version of you and my program with somebody filling in. And, of course, it's for you. So,
of course, it's for me. Well, I've enjoyed my time here in Austin. You want to hear something interesting? Though?
Yeah, let me hear it. You're texting now. I thought it was weird that you put on a 10-gallon hat during the program.
I have a 20-gallon hat. I didn't stop at the 10-gallon hat. So we're going. So this evening, I reserved an Uber to take us downtown. Going to a concert downtown.
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I have not noticed this in Salt Lake, but the electric option was about 20% cheaper.
It was cheaper? Oh,
yeah. So the ride was going to be about $55. They were all kind of the options were right in there. $55 and then a little bit up, right? And then the electric came in at $44.
So what was the what kind of how far of a ride is that? Like, how's that compare? What would a $55? Because for me to go from the airport, I've done the thing where I've gone from the airport to my house in Fruit Heights, which is 15-ish miles and like a 28 minute ride. So it's not like you're going if you go like from KSL to that's why I like to park here and then go to the airport, because here to the airport, if I do an Uber, it's like $15 and it's like a 4-minute drive. So because $55, what does that get you in Austin in terms of a distance?
Well, so there are a couple things I'm up against. One is the time, right? It's going to be
busy.
We're going to be entering rush hour, so it's going to take longer. Mm-hmm. But if there was no traffic, we'd get to our destination in 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about the same.
Is basically what it is.
But to have it be an electric car, to have that be cheaper, I'm excited for you, man.
It was $11 cheaper.
Ah, good for you. Did you take that option?
I did. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Anytime I can get the electric option on the road, I always like doing it because
it just seemed like the thing to do.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it. And I don't have a ton of experience with Uber, and most of it's around Salt Lake, like to the airport and things like that. And I've never seen that big of a price gap.
Yeah,
usually the price gap is just a couple of bucks, unless there will be like a real high class one that's a lot more expensive.
Well, I bet that there are more Teslas operating. Like people that became, I think, a lot of people's Uber cars, like the go-to Uber. Like, oh, I'm going to get my Tesla and then I'm going to drive for Uber. And you can charge it. You don't have to pay for gas and blah, blah, blah. And so then maybe that market gets a little bit saturated because they have so many Teslas that are out there. And they're like, all right, well, we have a lot of these available, so we can lower the price.
So this one that I've got, though, it's not a Tesla. It's a Kia Niro. Niro.
Yeah. I think it's pronounced Niro. Mm-hmm.
Is it a Niro?
No, I'm
Kia
just kidding.
Niro?
No, it's a Niro. Yeah.
Niro.
Well, everybody's got an electric. Everybody makes an electric car these days, Ethan. Everybody makes the electric car.
Speaking of Uber, we've got a travel segment.
Yes, we do. Let's jump in right here. We got a vacation club, so let's get right to it.
Sure, you could get a free night stay, but you have to stay for the whole presentation. Ethan and Alex want you to join the KSL Brightside Vacation Club.
All right, Pennsylvania woman is upset with United Airlines. She's demanding satisfaction after what happened to her on a flight from San Francisco to Beijing. She got Polaris. Seats. Polaris are their lay flat, like business class.
Yeah, that's
right?
It's their. I guess it's not first class
Super
because because they have the ones now that are just the lay flat ones. You've walked by them before when you get on planes, and you're like. And the hard thing is making eye contact with the person who's already laying down, and you're like, "Gosh, I'm just getting on the plane. What are you doing?" They're like. And you're like, they have like 2 drinks spilled on themselves, and you're like, I haven't even sat down yet. You're already asleep, dude. So how could she possibly have complained about that? Was it next to a bathroom or something?
So for her and her daughter, she paid $15,000 for these 2 business class seats.
Gosh. Well, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Where were they flying to? To Beijing.
Beijing,
Okay.
From San Francisco.
Okay.
So it's a long flight, right?
Yes.
So about 90 minutes into the flight, everyone's getting settled down. They dim the cabin lights for dinner. She attempted to put her seat back, but the buttons didn't work. The flight attendants assure her, hey, this happens. It's fine. So they were able to manually wrench the seat into a lie flat position, but then it got stuck there. They couldn't move it from there, and the seatbelt was inaccessible. The seatbelt was underneath it.
Oh.
And so she spent the remainder of the 14-hour flight in lie flat mode only with no seatbelt.
So not seatbelted and laying down. So you're essentially she was
sit up.
She looked like she was there. It's like she's in a hospital bed. They're all anyway. This is a special flight for you. You're not allowed to get up. And by the way, they come around with your food and they go, I don't know what to do here. They just lay it on your chest. Anyway, have a great rest of your flight.
Now, part of me says. Because, I've never flown like this before.
No, this is wholly inaccessible for me too, yeah.
So part of me wants to just ignore and just say,
any complaint, sure.
I mean,
the no seatbelt thing is something that you would be like, hey, United, I would be concerned that you had a passenger who was unable to seatbelt at all during the flight.
Yeah. For sure, they got away with something here because she could have been injured for sure. But she wasn't, and she's really disappointed. So my first thought was, of course, to dismiss this and say, look, you had a lie flat seat. You got to lay down. Every 14-hour flight I've taken, I've had to sit straight up.
Yeah.
And just feel my spine crumble.
Right.
And just disintegrate. And
just imagine people walking past her while she's mid complaint, right? Like if she's up there and like I don't know. You tell me, you be the flight attendant. You be the flight attendant. You be the flight attendant. I'll be the lady, and let's try to reenact what this thing would have sounded like.
Yes, ma'am. I need you to put your seat back up, please.
I can't. It's not going up. More champagne, please. More champagne, please. Just dump it square in my mouth. But I can't sit up. I can't sit up. I'm not allowed to sit up.
I need to insist that you press the button.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Is that the beluga caviar going by? Hold on. Just stop it on the way by. Could you just throw it into my mouth? It would, if you're walking by and she's making the complaints, it would sound weird, right? While
it would sound really weird.
It just,
but
I
know
don't know if I can.
This,
Anything that makes the flight. The thing is that you want to be able to adjust your seat. I don't care if it's up or down.
Correct.
But if you pay $15,000, that seat should rotate around and should elevate and should do all the things. $15,000, there should not be a non-functioning seat.
I think that's right. And this is kind of what I thought through as well, is you paid that much money. The seat needs to work. I mean, that's a fundamental thing. There are other things that can go wrong, like you might have a lot of turbulence, and that's disappointing.
Yeah.
But I mean, the seat.
Oh, yeah.
Can the seat work, please? But and additionally, even though I would love to lay down on a long flight like that, so she basically had, let's say, 12 hours to spend. Because it was 90 minutes into the flight. Let's say they spent 30 minutes tinkering with it. So for 12 hours, she had to lie flat. That's kind of a long time to lie down. I would not enjoy that.
Yeah, well, you could shift around as much as you want, but at some point, too, you also start to feel weird because you're not sitting.
Lying down.
Yeah, you're the only one laying down. And then people walk by and you go, I can't, my seat's not working. I don't know how you'd explain it, but I mean, aside from the embarrassment part, it would be uncomfortable, but also, could she kick her legs over and just like stand up or sit on the edge of the seat? I'm trying to figure out.
You could, I'm sure you could sit on the edge, things like that.
Because that's one of my hacks is that I get up during those flights. When I've had the long flight and I go back into that galley and go, what's going on back here? You guys cool back here? Everything fun?
You all got some more snacks?
And I do. I grab more snacks. I grab some water. I do all the things to be able to waste some of that time while you're back there.
So she paid $15,000 for both seats.
Did she get a
refund? Her daughter's seat worked fine. She asked for $3,000.
Yeah.
Refund. Well, she asked for 250,000 miles, which is, I guess, the United equivalent of $3,000.
Okay.
Instead, they offered her $350.
Oh, come on.
And not cash, as a future flight voucher. So $350 towards a future flight.
I think that's a bummer. Fair? I think I think's fair is for her to go, hey, can I just get miles? Just add miles to it. Like, I think that's reasonable. Ask for the mileage. And
they said that she asked for that. She asked for 250,000 miles.
Yeah.
And they offered her $350.
If you're flying and spending that kind of money, I bet that you have probably flown and spent that kind of money before, and you would again.
I think that's probably right.
And she's probably booking for somebody else too at some point too. So if she's booking that flight for her, and $3,000 is only going to get you part of that voucher, basically for a long flight like that. Yeah, I think they could have done the right thing and given her more mileage. That's
United's position is basically, look, you paid for us to get you to Beijing. We got you to Beijing.
I love it.
What do you want from us?
Millard, we got to take a break. We're going to come back. I've got an AI question of the day that we're going to throw at Copilot to see what it can give us on how to live our lives in this world of AI. That'll be coming up next. You can also suggest any questions that we could ask on a daily basis to AI as well at the end of the program, 57500. You can weigh in there. Anything that you text to the program, 57500. We love reading those texts. You're smarter than we are. You're funnier than we are. And doggone it, we like you. We'll come right back. More to go. Stay right here with us on KSL Brightside.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Head to KSL.com/win and enter this week's KSL News Radio contest. This week, you could win tickets to Utah Arts Festival, a Bear Lake getaway at Beaver Creek Lodge, sponsored by America First Credit Union, or a $250 gift card to The Roof. Don't miss your chance to win big all summer long. It's quick, it's easy, and you could be our next big winner. Don't wait. Visit KSL.com/win and enter today.
Every day on your way home, you pass it. That one lawn so thick and deep green, it belongs in the big leagues. It sets the bar for the entire street, making every other lawn look like it's still waiting for a wake-up call. Look for the sign of a winner. Big League Lawns. Now, it's your turn. Level the playing field and get the results your home deserves. Go home to a Big League Lawn.
Are mosquitoes still ruining your nights? The kids are finally outside, the string lights are glowing, and the swatting starts. Don't let mosquitoes steal your summer. Call Skeeter Eater, a Utah company built for backyards like yours. Our family-friendly treatments and smart mosquito traps keep the fun going long after sunset. Fewer bites, happier nights, and peace of mind that lasts all season. Book now and get $40 off your first treatment at SkeeterEater.com. Skeeter Eater. Stop the bites. Start the fun.
Any Hour Services can help unclog any drain in your house. Whether you have a backup, a clog, or a slow drain you want fixed, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex, the show you didn't know you needed and still don't on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. This is our final segment. This is our final segment of the program.
Let me get my readers on.
I'm sure I'm glad that you joined us today.
Let me get my readers on.
What's that?
I said, let me get my readers on. Yeah, that's the world I live in.
So you say you've got an AI question of the day for us.
Well, I was asking people if they wanted to text in their own, but I actually had my own, and it was along the lines of the richest person in the world thing. So we're talking about how Elon Musk, and what was he worth? Ethan, what was the actual number?
Oh, eight something billion. 800 something billion.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say it's not 8.
Yeah.
And so my question of the day for Copilot was, how much will the richest person in the world make in 50 years, or be worth in 50 years? And I know that's a hard thing to ask, but you know, usually Copilot and all the AI people,
people,
yeah, the AI artificial people. They usually are game for something like that. And so I thought it was interesting to see, like, okay, so what would it be? What do we think that they would be worth? So how much will the richest person in the world be worth in 50 years? And so I think because we're already headed toward $1 trillion, here's what Copilot gave me as an answer. And I always love too that they have to like think about it, and they're like, that's an interesting question. You know, wealth is an interesting thing. And I'm like, stop it, stifle it. I just need you to answer the question.
Give me the answer. Yeah.
He's like, just give me the answer here. And so they figure, is it they? He?
Yeah.
She figures.
The people in the AI computer,
right.
the AI pers.
They figure.
The AI pers.
Yeah, they figure that no one can know for sure, is what they say.
Okay.
But
we know that.
But just based off of the annual growth rate, you'll love this because you're an annual growth rate guy, Ethan. Mm-hmm. If you were to just peg that to a 3% increase every year, which we all know that that's a hilarious thing to think that they would only be
3%.
3%. Yeah. So 3% plus inflation.
Is Elon Musk down at the credit union putting his money in a CD in a money market account?
Okay, so you tell me what
on earth?
You tell me what a reasonable number would be likely. Let's say an annual growth rate. Do you want to go on the high end and say 10%? That even doesn't seem that high to me, but let's say 10%.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to, sure, say 10%.
Let's say 10%.
Yeah, let's say 10%.
So 10% annual growth rate in 50 years for a person who is worth between $700 and $850 billion today. would make the net worth of the richest person in the world in 50 years, any guesses? $94 trillion.
Jeez.
$94 trillion. That would be, they say that it would be, a conservative number would be between 5 and 10 trillion. We're looking at this number that Forbes is going to be doing in the next 50 years. Do not expect to not see. And by the way, we've always been blown away by bigger numbers than that, than the ones that they tell us that they were going to be. And so I bet that 94 trillion, I bet you're going to see the richest person on planet Earth being worth more than $100 trillion in 50 years. 50 years is not that far away, Ethan, right? Like, tell me I'm not taking crazy pills here. I think that it's not that wild to think, but they say it's going to be that it's likely that you're going to have multiple richest people in the world numbers that are between 10 and $50 trillion of net worth. Multiple.
That's crazy. Because you want to know
how much money you have in the bank right now. $78. No. We just donated $50 to rebuild the Crown Burger, so we're doing pretty good.
So these numbers are getting very, very large. So I'm going to look up another number right here.
Oh, you can't even consider what $100 trillion looks like. You can't even consider it. All we can look at now is to be like, we make fun of the number that our debt goes up, right? Because we're in like the 36 trillion, 38 or 40 trillion dollar
yeah, but
kind of number when it comes to our debt, right? Yes.
The U.S. federal government spends about $7 trillion each year. So these are very, very big numbers.
These are massive numbers. $100 trillion they think somebody's going to have in in the year. Well, they said historically, do you know what the richest person was? Back in the day, the ceiling keeps getting shattered. In 2000, somebody with $60 billion as a fortune seemed unimaginable. By 2026, we have people who are now in the $800 billion. The richest person in the world was worth $2 billion back in the year 2000. The year 2000, 26 years ago, $2 billion. We're laughing at $2 billion now. I mean, frankly, we have people in the state of Utah. We have multiple people in the state of Utah who are worth more than $2 billion.
$2 billion won't even get your phone call returned.
It won't get you that electric Uber that you wanted to take later today to that concert.
Yeah, that's right.
So those. I just thought you'd be fascinated because I know you're a money guy. And I just thought that if we asked AI, because at some point we can't be, I keep getting blown away by the numbers. And then I think, well, at one point am I not going to be blown away by the numbers anymore? And what's the reality and what that looks like? And what was crazy to me is that a 3% increase in just 50 years, annual increase of that. You're looking at $4 trillion of value in the that you.
What happens? Do you think it would be possible to have a private citizen that is worth more than the entire government of the United States?
That would be bonkers. Yeah, but I'll say this, like when your company is not just, I mean, the United States government is the United States government, and exacting its share from the people is very different than a global mega corporation that everyone has to use universally. You know what I mean? That it would just to have how, and I don't know what the population of the Earth is supposed to be at in 50 years, but I would assume we're going to be talking about something in the 10 billion number range, right? If we're talking about where we're at, where we've exceeded the 8 billion. I don't know what the number's going to be, even with all the increases there. But when you have, let's say half of the world needing a product that one person is basically in charge of, yeah, I could see it. Yeah, why not? Why not?
I wonder what would that do? Would that change anything? Would that is that a moment that would just come and go and not represent anything more than just a curiosity, or would something, or that represent? I guess it would depend on who has the money.
Well,
right?
part of it is someone who. Well, here's the other thing too. Do you imagine?
Because if you've got enough money to raise an army and challenge the government, you don't have to, right? You don't have to. You could just be a cool guy and leave everyone alone. But what if you push the issue?
Well, now you know as well as I do, yeah, and you can have that power that's not necessarily even money related. But you and I both know too. If they say, "Hey, their net worth is $100 trillion," and they're like, they have $1 trillion of it in the bank right now. You know how that works, where we're like, that's that.
Yeah, shares in companies,
actual wealth,
liquid assets.
Yeah. When we start to imagine Scrooge McDuck, in the money bin, swimming around in his 100 trillion, that's very different. And I don't think that person. I don't think that's what we're talking about here. So I think we're talking about. We're talking about something that won't necessarily happen. And by then, by the way, Ethan, hey, our national debt will have beaten the richest person in the world by debt by a ton. That'll be amazing. We'll be way past all that. So if they want to challenge us, if they want to challenge us as a country, at that point, I would imagine in 50 years when we're celebrating our 300th, it's going to be in the. It's going to be looking in the $200 trillion range. You can't mess with us.
How much is $1 trillion anyway?
Oh, I don't even know.
Like, how do you even?
It's hard to imagine. It's 1,000 billion.
Elon Musk.
So there you go. We got to get out, Ethan.
Elon Musk will probably hit that this year.
Jeff Kaplan.
FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios.